Hello, I'm going to talk to you about being present. You could call it being in the moment, you could call it mindfulness, or being alert, being aware, but it's all about making a great connection. Now that connection could be with an audience, one person, 500 people, it doesn't matter, but it's also a connection with your experience in your life. Now that might sound very broad, but it could be something as simple as really enjoying the food that you're eating, noticing what's going on around you. When I'm walking down the street, sometimes I will get out my phone and look at something, and as soon as I do that, it prevents me from noticing important things. Now, of course, the most important thing is the car that might come and knock me down if I try and cross the street while looking at my phone, which would be stupid. But the other things I find will be people that I might know and could stop and have a chat with, the weather, wildlife, anything. Things that could be inspiring to me in my life and make my life experience more fulfilling. When it comes to communication, it's all about seeing your audience. By that I mean really noticing them and trying to understand them. Because, yes, telling a good story and being concise, very important, and I love talking about those things. But it's not just transmitting, it's listening, observing, which can really lend value to all of your communication. Now, the mobile phone is a big distraction, as you already know, I'm sure. But here's the thing, even just having it on the table in front of you when you're having a conversation with someone else, it's not just a possible distraction, so it buzzes and you say, oh, sorry, I should ignore that, or that's a distraction in itself. But it also sends a signal to that other person that says, yeah, you're not quite as important as my phone. If this does something, I'm going to divert my attention from you to it. Put the phone away. Switch it off. If you are being interviewed, don't have your phone with you. Do the same thing. Put it away. Switch it off. Instead, observe, notice, look at the person or people interviewing you. Notice your surroundings. Try and get some extra details about the company, which can then lead to an interesting conversation. When you are giving a talk, don't fret about the next thing that's coming and whether you can remember what it is, or the mistake that you think you might have made a few slides ago. Don't worry about any of that. Be in the moment. Focus on the thing that you're talking about now and notice your audience. Be present. Be aware. See what they're doing. If someone starts chatting, talk to them. Find out what's going on. When I did stand-up comedy, I learned that if people started whispering to each other as a response to something that I'd said, there was usually something really interesting there. And I like to do that now if I'm giving a presentation and people start whispering. I have to tread carefully because I don't want to look like a diva. I can be a diva, but generally whatever they're talking about is relevant and lends so much value to the talk that I'm giving because it's of the moment and it's directly relevant to them and possibly to the rest of the audience. So by being present, being aware of what's going on around you and noticing and seeing other people when you're communicating with them, you make it more interesting and relevant for them so they feel seen and understood and noticed. But you're also giving your general experience of the world far greater value, making it much richer and more useful to you as well.